Well, more now on the £800,000 fine that's been handed down to Nottingham University Hospital NHS Trust for failings which led to the death of baby Wynter Andrews just 23 minutes after she was born. Well, joining me now is Donna Ockenden. She's chairing the independent review into Nottingham University Hospitals NHS Trust's maternity services. Donna, good to see you on Sky News. Thank you for joining us. I understand that since you've been conducting this review, you've been contacted by hundreds of people.
Yes, we have. More than 900 families from across Nottinghamshire have contacted the review directly. And I should also add that more than 400 members of staff, NUH, Nottingham staff in and around maternity services have also made contact with us.
And the sort of failings that the judge was highlighting in the case of Wynter Andrews, a catalogue of failings, she said. What are the ones that concern you most, and what are you seeing widespread instances of?
So we're at the very earliest stage of our review. We only started the review officially on the 1st of September, so it's too early yet to be able to draw any conclusions or put together anything around any patterns. I have had the privilege of meeting with Sarah and Gary Andrews, and I know of their story. And I think for me, what I'd like to stress is the absolute tragedy that has befallen this little family. They were in a position where they had to bury their newborn daughter rather than bring her home. She should be playing with her little brother now. She isn't. And nothing can ever take away their grief and their anguish.
And I know, obviously, you're still at the early stages, as you say, of this review. The hospital has said, yes, we own up to these failings. Since what happened to the Andrews, have changes already been made? Should women who are about to go and have their babies feel like it's going to be safe?
Yes. The Trust are working really hard on their maternity improvement plan. And what I also want to say to women in and around Nottingham today is that as we find issues that need improving, learning for the Trust, we will be sharing that with the Trust in real time. I don't want women to be worried and thinking, oh, well, Donna's going to tell the Trust in 18 months' time that there's loads of things that they have to do. We won't do that. We will share those improvements in real time so that the Trust can continually improve, which clearly they must do.
Prosecutions against NHS trusts are rare. Why, when there are systemic problems in hospitals, is it particularly acute in maternity units? Because we've seen it before. So
I think that it is fair to say that generally the NHS across England is a very, very safe place to have a baby. However, we do know that things go wrong. You will know that I chaired the wide-ranging review into the Shrewsbury and Telford Hospital NHS Trust, and we've had the findings from East Kent too, and of course Morecambe Bay in 2015. There needs to be more done to improve staffing across maternity services. And by that, we know that we're more than 2,000 midwives short. But of course, a maternity team is made up of anaesthetists, obstetricians, neonatologists, and so on. And I talk to those team members across England pretty much every day of the week. And what they say to me is they are often overworked, on their knees, giving of their very best. But sometimes their very best isn't enough. We know from the Select Committee report, the House of Commons Select Committee report in June of 2021, I believe, that there needed to be very significant funding increases immediately, that Select Committee said. And of course, although some of that money has been forthcoming, we're still in a situation where we are short on the ground every day in many maternity units of key staff.
Yeah, and to the extent that that was flagged as a major failing in the Andrews case, understaffing, what are hospitals to do? Should they be turning women who need to give birth away?
So I think that on a daily basis, the maternity leadership team will be looking at the work that needs to be done, will be dealing as safely as they can with the women that come through the doors. I often think of maternity services as its own women's A&E department. You can't predict your work from hour to hour, from minute to minute. I'm confident that maternity leaders are giving of their very best. In the rare cases when a unit needs to close because they simply do not have the workforce to deal with an increasing workload, there is a very strict protocol that is in place around communicating with other units. But I think it's fair to say that maternity units are prioritising on an ongoing basis.
All right, Donna Ockenden, good to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.